Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Love Talk. My name is Angel Dion, and I am your host. You are on Love Talk, which we do every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your girl, I'm your new favorite host, and welcome to Love Talk. Here on Love Talk, we have real conversations, real healing, and real love. All month long, we have been talking about It Didn't Start With You, talking about the generational traumas or just generational things, the generational patterns that we pass down or get from generation to generation. Today, we have the beautiful Berlina on here who's going to wrap us up for our month's topic. And today, we're going to be talking about passing down healing and creating a legacy of light. So, I want to tell y'all to grab your journals, to grab whatever it is you need to grab so that you can be involved with Love Talk today. Welcome to Love Talk, Berlina. How are you doing?
I am well. How about yourself? Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm doing so good. I'm excited that you're here. And you were the perfect person to wrap up Love Talk this month because, again, we talk about healing. We're talking about just different overall Love Talk is we talk about healing. But this month on Love Talk specifically, the conversation of healing has been here. And you yourself, you are an advocate for healing. You create communities for women to heal, to just you support them as they heal, grow, and rediscover their strength through empowerment and wellness. But before we jump into all of that tonight, I want to do a lightning round. And it's just questions that I'm going to ask you. Don't think too hard on them. Just answer them quickly, and we're going to roll to the next one, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the first one. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
What's a dream you're currently chasing?
Mm, Spreading awareness.
Okay. What's one cycle you refuse to pass down?
One cycle that I refuse to pass down. Ooh, oh my goodness. Man, Angel,
Make it take it.
see, I'm overthinking that one. I'm overthinking it.
Mhm.
I would say that I would refuse to pass down is trauma.
I love that one. What's one boundary you're proud of?
Mm, Saying no.
Ooh, that's a big one. And last one. What's one thing your younger you needed to hear?
That I was worthy.
And you are worthy. So worthy. And that's a big one. Let's jump into the
Mhm,
conversation on that note. You are worthy. What does worth look like
mhm.
to you now?
Mm. Worthy looks like to me um, just loving who I am, where I am, all of the mess that comes with me because we all carry so much, right? Um, and I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy to be loved. I'm
Mhm.
worthy to be present. I'm worthy to be seen.
You
Yeah.
are. And first off, that's
Hmm.
powerful. And I want to thank you for even just saying that because I know firsthand what it feels like to be on that side of not feeling worthy, on the
Hmm.
side of just comparing or just whatever it may be. I know what it feels like to be like that. So you said that to your younger self that you are worthy. As a woman, how did you get to that point of knowing your worth?
A lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I had to deal with all the messy and dark parts of me. And that was through therapy, and just really a lot of reflection for within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to remind myself that I'm not my past. And
Mm-hmm.
my past doesn't define who I am today.
Okay, Berlina, I already see this conversation is gonna be good. We started off hot. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Hey everybody in the comments who's watching right now. Hey Marquita, thank y'all for tuning into Love Talk. Today we're talking about passing down healing and creating a legacy of light. Now I want to start from creating a legacy of light, and then I want to work down because light is
Mm,
amazing. And I was on Instagram today, and speaking of light and just color, when I think of light, I think of just color and things like that. There was a video. where a lady compared the old times to now. She said color is being removed from the world. There used to be colorful cars. McDonald's used to be colorful. There used to be colorful buildings. The decor and everything was just so colorful in people's homes. But now, when you look at today, modern today, everything is just black and white, gray, those neutral
Mm-hmm.
colors. And it made me think to myself as I was walking this morning about light, about my light. And I love bold colors, pinks, and I'm wearing these things. And I asked myself, how do you want to continue to be a light in the world that is becoming so neutral when it comes to the light, the colors, and things like that? So when it comes to creating a legacy of light for you, how do you plan, or how are you actively doing that in your life today?
So, a legacy of light, it's by how you treat people,
Hmm.
it's how you show, be the authentic person that you are. Um, and just showing people that, because
Hmm.
we all have a light
Hmm.
and we all shine bright. We all do.
Yes.
And sometimes we have to dig a little deeper to find that light, but you have that light that can shine bright. So,
We I think I kind of overstepped myself when I first jumped into Love Talk. I didn't even give you a chance to introduce yourself to
oh,
the people. So introduce yourself to the people.
it is okay. It is okay. I am Berlina Washington. I am the founder of the Blooming Within Foundation and Within Her Wellness. Within Her Wellness is a compassionate, faith centered space for healing, growth, and transformation. And the Blooming Within Her Foundation exists to empower women who have experienced trauma, help them cultivate resistance, and provide supportive space for growth. And that is through resources, programs, community, and uplift them through their journey. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And you mentioned how you help women heal, grow, and rediscover their strength. When I was
Hmm.
looking at that in your bio, rediscover really stood out to me. So when it comes to the word rediscover and how you help women rediscover their strength, what does let's start off with rediscover. How did you come, instead of saying I help them discover, how did you come with the term of rediscovering their strength?
Because they've already, the thing is, well, I'll say from my personal experience here, is that I had to grieve myself in order to learn myself again, discover myself, and rediscover myself. So, because I had to grieve the old person that I was, learn the new person I was, because that becomes discover, right? And then I had to go through the process of the healing journey as I'm still going through that process to rediscover myself. I hope that makes sense.
This makes sense, Berlina. Oh my goodness, you have to grieve yourself, learn a new person, and go through that healing journey. Whew, grief.
Hmm.
Grief alone is difficult. But
It
when it
is.
comes to grieving the old version of yourself, I don't think we really talk about that enough. It is so difficult when you have evolved, or when you're in the process of evolving, but you're grieving that old version of yourself. It doesn't serve, she doesn't serve you anymore, but she got you to that point. So you love her. You love her, you thank her, but you have to let her go. And I'm having chill bumps right now because I know what it means to grieve yourself.
Hmm.
So how do you or let's give some women some encouragement right now. So there's a
Hmm.
woman right now who's watching this, who's gonna watch this, who may be grieving themselves right now. What would you tell them?
I would say it is okay to grieve yourself. It's okay. Give yourself grace during the grief. Don't sit in it long. Because what I've learned over the last few months is that there is a difference between isolation and destructive isolation.
Mm,
So when we are grieving ourselves, we can go into this isolation period, right? but you got to get yourself out of it. Don't sit in it too long to where it becomes destructive. And so whenever you are going through this grief process, give yourself grace, write down your feelings. If it is something that you want to tell yourself, write it down, tear it up. You can burn it, you can mail it to yourself. Write yourself a letter. What you forgive yourself for. And rediscover her. Love her, even the messy parts. Because when you grieve, it's going to be messy.
Mm-hmm.
But you are worthy. You are loved during the process. So just give yourself grace.
Grace during the grief. April said,
grace during the grief.
Oh my goodness, Marlene, I'm taking notes. That's why I'm looking down. I'm taking notes as we write. As you're speaking, because there's so much power in what you're talking about. You said there's a difference between isolation and destructive isolation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real. It's real. So when you're in that isolation, you say you don't want it to become destructive isolation. So what does destructive isolation look like? I know it can come in many forms.
But so I guess what I'll do is I actually placed a video about this last week about my journey over the last few months. And so what I went through was wilderness, stillness, isolation, and destructive isolation. And so this was all within a 6-month period. It started with the being in the wilderness where I felt like I was alone. I knew I wasn't alone. I felt like I was alone, but I knew that there was people around me that loved me, right? Then that went into stillness, because at that point, when I went into the wilderness season, it wasn't to hurt me, but God pulled me out of the distractions so that he can rebuild my relationship so I could rebuild my relationship with him. So then I went into a season of stillness. Then I went into isolation, because that season of stillness was where I was able to rebuild my relationship. And when I tell you, when you are rebuilding this relationship with God, and however your belief systems are, you guys, but you start noticing things. It's like a flower bed, and you have weeds in that flower bed, and you are removing those weeds so that you can flourish. So there's a thing of attachments and assignments. So there is things you can attach yourself to people. They can attach themselves to you, but there's also assignments that are meant to be an assignment to you during the process. So that was my stillness. I went into isolation, and I sat. And during that isolation period is when I started seeing, I was weeding out my flower bed. I was tilling it, getting ready for the harvest, right? Removing everything that was not, removing things that were not for me any longer. But because I was in that moment of isolation for so long, it turned destructive because I was too scared to leave it. And because you're too scared to leave isolation, because it's like you've done all this work. Okay, you went into wilderness, you went into stillness, you went into isolation. Well, that isolation, and come on, you got to start moving back you got to get out again. You got to start connecting with people again. But I couldn't. I was too scared. And so it turned into destructive isolation, would cause depression. It caused so many thoughts in my mind. Okay, so when I say don't sit in it long, don't sit in it long. Do not sit in it long, because it definitely can become destructive. You'll tear your own self down, and then you have to rebuild it all over again.
Hmm. You speaking, and I love you. I love that you use the analogy of the flower while sitting
Mm-hmm.
in front of those flowers. You have flowers behind you on your wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's just so beautiful. And I wrote down some notes. You said attachments or assignments. You're too scared to leave. I have a comment said, I didn't even think about grieving myself. That's powerful because I was too busy grieving the people I was losing.
Uh-huh.
That
Yep.
is big. And I think for so often we try to hold on to the people, to the things, or whatever it may be, because we're too scared of
Mm-hmm.
what's new or just the losing it. It's a difficult process. But like you said, we have to move so that we don't it doesn't become destructive isolation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're talking about passing down healing. And just
Mm-hmm.
from the conversation and listening to you, and I know the work that you do, you've been doing the healing, doing the work. And it's nothing that you just say, okay, I'm done. I've done the healing, I'm healed, I'm good. It's
Mm-mm.
a continual process. We're
Yes.
constantly healing. We're constantly, for myself, constantly looking at my past, looking at my family traits and things that I want to, the strengths, the weaknesses, all of that. So when you hear the phrase passing down healing, what does that mean to you personally?
Mm. So that means to me is choosing my children and every woman connected to me or to within her or the Blooming Within Her Foundation. Something different from what I've received.
Mm-hmm.
It means showing up. It means showing that the pain, the trauma, and silence that we previously had in generations don't have to be the blueprint of
Mm.
our future. And healing becomes a new inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it comes with peace, faith, self-worth, and emotional safety. And healing is always going to be a process.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you can't tell somebody that, oh, you're going to just heal from it. You can't go and tell somebody that. You can't even tell yourself that, because
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, healing is an ongoing process. We have to pay attention to our triggers, learn how to navigate through those triggers. And when you can learn how to navigate through those triggers and not get so defensive when those triggers happen, that's when you know the healing work has started.
Mm-hmm. And one thing I heard somebody say is your triggers are not someone else's responsibility. So it's not
Nope, it's
somebody's
yours.
responsibility to tiptoe around you because
Mm-hmm.
of your triggers. And that's something that I'm learning, because I could just speak for myself. I ain't gonna put that on all y'all. Sometimes I'm like, okay, well, this triggers me, so don't do this. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, that's not their job to
No.
not do something that triggers you.
Yeah.
That's like you said, that's where that healing work comes in. But when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to your upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
how does that influence how you are as a parent?
I think that with my upbringing, it wasn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have the emotional support that I needed from my parents. So I wanted to make sure that I could be as present as I possibly could for my children. And just teaching them and holding my daughters, like, just made me determined that they would never have to unlearn the same wounds I did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as I walked through my own healing, God showed me that my story, my purpose, um, it's, and that was just called, it's just breaking the cycles of
Mm-hmm.
things and not to repeat them. So
Yeah.
just breaking those cycles, not repeating them, and just, yeah, giving my children opportunity just to not see the things or experience the things that I've experienced, but also making sure that they talk about it too.
Mm-hmm. So is there
Yeah.
a moment that you would like to share where you were able to see the healing reflected in your children?
Mm,
Does that make sense how I'm asking that?
okay, repeat that one more time.
Is there a moment when you saw your healing reflected in your children?
Yes. So I think that the biggest piece for me is that I never really wanted to hear my children out. I always wanted to say, I'm the parent. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to listen to me, right? You're going to do what I say. I don't care what you say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That caused a big, like it was a division between myself and my older two children
Mm-hmm.
because they were like, oh, you're just like Mama.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna be that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to learn to hear them.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn to let them actually talk through their feelings and acknowledge their feelings
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I never had that where I can acknowledge my feelings. And instead it was like, oh, well, this happened to me. Oh, my feelings just were never acknowledged. And so I had to learn that. And it took therapy.
Mm-hmm.
My kids and I had to go through therapy. We went through that moment of therapy to talk through it, where we could communicate better with each
Mm-hmm.
other.
And I
So
have
yeah.
chill bumps just listening to you. And I want to
Mhm.
give you your flowers and pour into you right now because that small, and it's not small, but it's small, that small thing that you did changed generations to come
Mhm.
by just listening. You
Yeah.
know, and we can't blame the past generations, but
No.
it was, I'm the adult, you're the child, sit down, be quiet. It's because I said so. But when we decide that we no longer want to pass whatever it is to the next
Mhm.
generation, and we actively work on that, that's huge. So I want to pour into you and tell you, good job, and tell you you're worthy. You are the chain breaker, the cycle breaker, and you're doing what it is that you needed for the younger you, so that you're healing your younger version and healing the generations to come. So I just
Yeah.
want to give you your flowers there and tell you to keep
Thank
going,
you.
keep doing that. You're doing an amazing job. You have beautiful kids. You're beautiful, and you are worthy. You are really, really
Thank
worthy.
you. Thank you.
So, this is a heavy, healing is a heavy topic. This whole generational, not passing it down, it's a heavy topic, but I decided to do it on Love Talk because it's needed. It's
Mhm.
conversations that need to be had, and it's no better place to do it than here on Love Talk. And I want to talk about your your organization. You have a nonprofit, and you
Mhm.
also have Within Her Wellness. I want to
Mhm.
talk about Within Her Wellness first, and then we can talk about your nonprofit. So just tell us a little bit about Within Her Wellness.
So within her wellness, we provide compassionate support for women through their healing and growth and transformation. And so our offerings is holistic health services, trauma informed life coaching. We do meditation every Tuesday. We also I have mat Pilates, virtually mat Pilates, bar. We do all of those things there within her wellness. Um, I also create herbal blends
Mm.
as well, and yeah, so that's what we do there within her wellness.
And how can the people connect with you?
Yes, they can connect with me at info@withinher.co, or you can follow me and connect with me on Within Her Wellness on IG.
And I don't want to put you on the spot, but this
Mm.
is Love Talk, and you said you do guided meditations on
Oh my
Tuesdays,
goodness.
right? So can we kind of get, you don't have to give us the full version. Just give us a little sprinkle of a guided meditation. Let's do one thing on Love Talk. Y'all get ready,
Yes. Look, I already have. Look, let me go ahead and pull one up that I
y'all.
just
Okay.
recently did. And it is, yeah, let's see.
Y'all get ready.
Yes. Now look, she did put me on the
I'm
spot.
sorry, I did. I was saying I'm not gonna do it. I said no, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, all right, you guys. So I want you to just take a moment and just close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment and release. Allow your shoulders to soften. Let your jaw unclench, because that's where we carry a lot of our tension. And feel your body setting and settling into a safe and steady place. And with each inhale, imagine peace filling your lungs. And with each exhale, let go of anything heavy, the worries, the noise, the tension you've been carrying. Breathe in calm. Breathe out release. Breathe in grace. Breathe out everything that is not yours to hold. And place your hand over your heart and feel its rhythm. Steady, faithful, strong. And here's an affirmation for you guys. I am grounded, held, and guided. Peace flows through me with every breath. And there's a little short version.
That was so good. And you said, I am held. This whole meditation for me felt like a hug.
Yeah.
Your voice was so
You gotta hug yourself. You gotta hug yourself.
and we move so fast in life.
Yeah, we do.
It's important that we just take a moment just to breathe. So
you
I
have
thank you for doing that and giving us that on y'all make sure y'all tap in with Berlina so that you can be a part of her community and that you can have those guided meditations every Tuesday, right?
Every Tuesday at 6:30 to 7.
At 6, and where is it virtual?
You can do virtual. I also have in person here in the Austin Round Rock area.
Thank you for that.
Virtual we do.
Oh, so y'all make sure y'all tap in with her. I love that. Oh my goodness. Let me know in the comments how y'all felt with doing that guided meditation. So let's talk about your nonprofit organization now. Tell us a
Yes. So with our nonprofit organization, the Blooming Within Her Foundation exists to empower women who've experienced trauma, cultivate resilience, and provide a supportive space to grow. Mm-hmm. And with this, right now, we are still building out a lot of our programs. We're probably not going to be launching much of our programs until next year. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, what I did do is some of the initiatives that I was doing within my for-profit, I've moved over to my nonprofit. And one of those pieces is our healing circle that we have the second Saturday of the month. And those right now are in person. I am working on possibly doing something at the new year to where it's a virtual as well. Mm-hmm. But this resource is where it's a safe space. It's very intimate. It's not a lot of people. We want to keep it small because we're able to talk about the difficult things. Mm-hmm. We also have women that will facilitate and give us tools that we can use on our healing journey. So those are hosted every second Saturday of the month.
I love it. And y'all definitely make sure y'all tap in with her. Look, we have in the comments, I have the flu and man, did that help with the discomfort I'm having? Such a release. Somebody else said loved it. Again, thank you so much for that. And for anybody just tuning in, you're tuned in to Love Talk. I need y'all to do me a favor and subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and with the help of you, we will definitely get there. Today, we're talking with Berlina. We're talking about passing down healing and creating a legacy of light. Now, as we reach the end of our conversation, there's a couple more questions I want to ask you.
Mhm.
But what has been the hardest part of breaking generational patterns for you?
Ooh, the hardest part, boundaries.
Mm. And what about boundaries is so hard for you?
Um, I think boundaries in breaking those. I'm a recovering people pleaser. I'm gonna
Hmm.
say that. So I'm always the yes person.
Hmm.
And so having to place that boundary of no um to your family.
Hmm.
That is who takes it a whole nother level. And I don't know if any of you guys are from Louisiana, but when you tell your family no,
They ain't having that.
okay. So yeah, I think that was, just setting that boundary, just setting boundaries. I think that the hardest part requires stepping away from what feels familiar.
Hmm.
Also, breaking those cycles, meaning grieving. So, we already talked about grieving ourselves, grieving um, all of the things that we've experienced, sitting with it, but giving ourselves grace. And while giving yourself permission to build something new.
Hmm.
And, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable but necessary. So how do you
Uncomfortable, but
stay
necessary.
grounded when you're doing that uncomfortable but necessary work?
So, I'm still learning.
Hmm.
So, what I will tell you is this, what I've incorporated in my routine is that if I feel stress, if I feel overwhelmed during the process of just going through the patterns, right? I reground myself. And so I take 3 inhales, 3 exhales, and I'm like, Lord, I release this to you.
Mm.
Now, again, that's whatever your belief system is, that's what you do. But for me, I say, I inhale, exhale, inhale. Lord, I release this to you,
Mm.
because we have to release it. We
Yeah.
can't keep holding on to those things, because how are we going to better ourselves and get through the generational things and break those cycles whenever we're still holding on to past?
Yes. Yes. We got to release to
Yeah,
receive. That's
you
one thing.
do.
Release to
You
receive.
do.
I want
You
to
do.
thank you so much for being on Love Talk today. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for guiding our meditation. Thank you for your yes, because you said yes to doing the work. You created and are creating community. You are making changes. You are making an impact, starting a nonprofit, starting your for-profit. It's not easy. You have your family, you have your job, you have a lot on your plate, but you say yes. So I want to thank you for your yes. But I want you gave us so much wisdom. I want to show you my paper because I sat here and took so many notes from what you were saying. But I want you to give a message to the women out there. Whatever is on your heart, just give a message to the women.
I just want you to give yourself grace. We need it these days. Lives.
Mm.
Um, Grief is real. Being in silence is real. Depression is real. So just know that you are not alone. You are loved. You are needed. And I'm glad that you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I want to tell you, you are loved, you are needed, and you are worthy. Again, thank you for your yes. And before I let you go,
Thank you.
I want to open up the floor and just let you say, if you have any other thing you wanted to say, give the people again your platforms, everything, just let them know right now.
Yes. So if you can just do a quick follow on Instagram at Within Her Wellness. You can also learn more about us at withinher.co, www.withinher.co. You can also learn more about our nonprofit at the Blooming Within Her Foundation.org. And we also have a few things going on. We have a wellness retreat happening in March where we are going to take a moment of a weekend where we are going to just be in stillness. And we need that time away to recover and rebuild ourselves and connect with ourselves. And so I would love for you to check that out. And also our Meditation Tuesday. It's every Tuesday night from 6:30 to 7 p.m. We may be introducing some more meditations beginning of next year with some different time slots as well.
Absolutely. And thank you again for being such an amazing guest, closing out our month series. You were great. You're always great. You're amazing. You're worthy. You're loved. You're special. You're needed. You're wanted. You're an amazing person. And I just want to continue to remind you of that. And thank y'all so much for tuning into Love Talk. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning watch viewer, supporter, you're a part of the Love Talk family. We're family here. I need y'all again to support Love Talk by subscribing to our channel, like our Instagram pages, like our Facebook pages, all of that, because I don't have to be here. I get to be here to be with you all. So again, thank you, Berlina. Thank y'all. Y'all have an amazing night. And remember to choose you today. Good night, y'all. Good night, everybody.
Bye.